Hi, ladies. Welcome back to the Daily Devotional. What's up? All right. So I look crazy. I'm sorry. It's my typical Monday morning. I have a lot of work because we did a sale this weekend. So, Lord have mercy. But I'm excited because I've been working on a few things for linear lashes, and it's actually, oof, I'm so happy. But I wanted to talk to you guys because I posted a few posts on my personal Instagram, Marlene and mine, yesterday because I'm reading this book called The Wealth Choice, and I told you guys to get it. Um, so please get it. It's not that expensive, and even if it was like $100, it'll be worth your money because you have to take the time to educate yourself, to learn, to grow. You guys, you don't conquer fear by just sitting there. Okay, you have to listen to people talk to you. You have to listen to great sermons. You have to listen to great people, great motivational speakers. You have to read great books about other people who did it. You have to, I'm just saying, and that stuff is not free. People always expect things to come to them for free. But it's like if you really want something, if you yearn for something, you will go after it. Okay, a person who wants something, they don't see price or whatever. They find a way, honey. They get creative. All right. So get the book and read it. Even if you read 5 pages a day, it may take you like 6 months to read it, but at least you're reading it. Okay. So he was talking about a lot of things in that book last night when I was reading it, and I was just touched. I even started crying because there was one part in there about eviction, not having light in the house, parents being super poor. And I remember friends that went through eviction who told me about them going through evictions, and today they own houses, or not having enough light, or like the electricity getting cut off in the house and stuff, and them having to send money back home. I remember my friends going through that, and today when I tell you, some of them, they own their own house. They're super successful, they're working so hard. And when I tell you, like, it's all about your attitude. Like, seriously, it really is about your attitude, right? And so I was talking with Sincerely Ugosa. Make sure you sub to her channel on Instagram. She's like, oh, Marlene, sometimes I'm afraid, like, what if I fail? And my thing is, like, Ugosa, it's not just you. Everybody has even people that you see who are super successful, even people that have lots of money, even Beyonce. Do you seriously think Beyonce doesn't question if her album is going to fail or not? You know what I'm saying? Do you even think that Rihanna doesn't question whether people are going to buy her music or not? Everybody. You don't think Jay-Z, when he decided to do Magna Carta, which really had no conduit, it was just a bunch of random songs together. Do you really not think that Jay-Z even wonders, like, if Magna Carta is going to sell? You understand? Everybody struggles with the idea of failure. Like, oh my gosh, is this going to work? Am I going to lose money, right? But, like, let's take Beyonce for an example, because some of you guys, you love Beyonce. I like Beyonce too. I do. I like Blue Ivy better than, oh, Baby Blue. Oh, my Baby Blue. I love to. She has gotten so tall. Oh, I can't wait to see her be a teenager and see what she looks like. But I digress. But I remember when Beyonce came out with her solo album, right? Crazy in Love, right? What did she say? She, like, all the pressure from the record label. They want you to sound like this. They want you to sound like that. They want you to do this. She was like, whoa. So she took her own money, went in the studio, and produced Crazy in Love, which was like one of her greatest albums, right? I personally think so. Oh, I was in London when the album came out. You couldn't tell me nothing, honey. I had the pleated skirts. I had those neon heels. Yes, honey. If you're in the UK, you know the New Look? That's where I used to shop for all my Beyonce stuff, And she did Crazy in Love, and it became a success. But, it's a lot of money to go in the record studio. Like, you want Jay-Z to come and spit 16 bars? Who gonna pay for that? I don't know if she paid for that out of pocket or if she did something else. I don't know. I wasn't there. But I'm just saying it's a lot of money to pay for production and to have the audio, the sound system, the sound engineers, and all that stuff, to book studio time. It's a lot. It's a lot. But instead of being, I'm sure she was afraid, but instead of letting fear paralyze her, she just like, you know what? I'm just going to take control of my destiny. And then we had Crazy in Love. And it just, like, Crazy in Love, that album, like, for real, you guys. I mean, yeah, the latest one was kind of cute. But I feel like with Crazy in Love, every song on that album was amazing. Me, myself, and I, that's all I got. Like, every song on the Crazy in Love, Me, Myself, and I. Oh my gosh, Dangerously in Love, baby, that is my song. Oh, I'm in love with you. You set me free. think of life without you here with me, because I'm desperately, dangerously in love with you. Anyways, I can't sing. Y'all know I can't sing. But it was like, you see, pressure, 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 pressure. Her reaction was to just act, just go with the flow, book a studio session, call Jay-Z, call this person, call that person, and let's make something happen. You understand what I'm saying? My point is, you guys, this thing that we call failure, is it really failure though? Like, I think failure is when you don't act. That's failure because you failed to act. Okay, I don't think there's such a thing as failing to succeed. I don't really think so. Because if you decide to invest in yourself, right? And say you do it, but you don't get the result that you want. Yeah, you didn't get the result that you expected, but you didn't fail. You didn't fail. You just planted the seed. Like, there are people who did something like for example, you know how you guys love Candy Crush? The guy who designed Candy Crush, he's been making games for years, you guys. Nobody paid attention to him. People thought he was whatever, whatever, whatever. But because he kept creating games, he kept getting better and better and better until he finally got to Candy Crush one day, which is not that great. I mean, it's not like it's a great game, but it's not like something complex. It's just about food and candy, right? But people liked it. Today he's a millionaire. But if he had never done anything, how would he have had, according to y'all, how would he have managed to get failure number 1, failure number 2, failure number 3, failure number 4, to get to success, which is Candy Crush? And my thing is, failure, whatever you call failure, I call it not reaching the level of success or not getting the results that you want. I don't really call it failure, right? But that's the kind of stuff that builds wisdom. You can't have wisdom unless you unless you have a situation where you don't get the results that you want. If everything you do in life is successful, I don't what's fun about it? You know what I'm saying? You get wisdom by failing, by not being successful, but that type of failure is that type of wisdom that you get from failure is very, very expensive. Like, that's why you go to college. You go to college so you can fail and a professor can tell you how to do better. You understand what I'm saying? Like, some of us, we didn't go to school knowing how to do integral or how to differentiate. We were assigned homework. Some of us did really bad on the homework, but we used the homework as practice to get to do better on the exam. We go to college to fail. But failing in the hopes that there is a really smart person called a professor who would then teach you how to do it right and set you on the right track. And then when you pass this class, you go to another class where it gets a little harder. You fail in the homework, but by the time the final comes, you get really good at it. That's what life is. Nobody is born knowing everything and succeeding in everything. That is the biggest lie. That is not true. You have to fail. I have tried a lot of things and it would cost me a lot of money. But my thing is, like, here in America, or at least in the West, even if you fail, the worst case scenario, say you want to start a business and it don't work out. Ain't nobody gonna put you in jail. You're not gonna go to Guantanamo Bay because your business failed. Worst case scenario, you file for bankruptcy. Worst case scenario, you won't have credit cards for 5 to 7 years. Worst case scenario, you'll go to McDonald's and work like a slave. But you're not gonna go to jail because your idea wasn't successful. No, you don't go to jail for that. So I'm saying, okay, people are gonna be like, oh yeah, she tried this, but she failed. Okay, but at least you tried. At least you tried. I mean, I don't know, you guys. Like, even Thomas Edison. Do you know how many light bulbs he had to burn before he was able to light up Menlo Park? Do you know how many? Because with wattage, I don't know if you've ever been to Africa, you probably would have experienced bad wattage, like when it's too high, when it's too low. Too high, too low is not good. It will destroy your machine. You understand? You need to have the wattage at a certain level. That's why even when you travel, if if you're from the UK or America, whatever, you go to Africa, wherever, even the UK, you come here, or America, you go to the UK, you have an adapter sometimes so it can change convert the wattage into the appropriate wattage, because if you get too much wattage at once, it can burn out your machine, right? But computers usually they come with the converter inside already, so that if there's too much wattage or too low of a wattage, it won't damage your machine. You understand what I'm saying? So my thing is, electricity is crazy. But Thomas Edison, he didn't stop. He didn't stop. And today he is the Thomas Edison. Okay? But in order to become that Thomas Edison, he had to be he keeps failing and failing and failing and failing and failing and failing Thomas Edison. You understand? Even one of my favorite bankers. Yes, J.P. Morgan, honey. Do you know how much money J.P. Morgan lost before he became like J.P. Morgan? He failed a lot. And he took a different approach to investing as a banker, which was completely contrary to everything he was thought to do as a Morgan, because his dad was also a very successful banker. And here's JP Morgan talking about, oh, I want to invest in electricity. His dad was like, we don't do this new technology business. What is you talking about? We do the old stuff. Like, we invest in boats, stuff that's been around the way. And he's like, no, 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 no. I want to make sure every American has electricity in their homes. That's JP Morgan for you. So you're not the first to think outside the box. It's actually a gift to think outside the box. You understand what I'm saying? And my other thing is, like, if you really believe that in life, say you have a great idea. Like, I have a great idea. I have a bunch of great ideas. I have great ideas for laying lashes. If you seriously think that you're going to have all the money that you need to, like, somehow, say you need like 10 grand to start a business, right? If you seriously think that you're going to have like 10 grand just hot and ready, just waiting for you to start your business, girlfriend, you ain't never going to start. You is never going to start, okay? It does not happen like that. It doesn't. It doesn't. Ladies, what you got to understand is that in order to have a masterpiece, or in order to do something, you don't need to have all the pieces of the puzzle. You just need to show up. Trust in God and just show up, and let's just see what happens. You know what I'm saying? Start with what you have. Start with what we have. Like when I started laying lashes, the packaging thing was a big deal, because it's like, oh, you invest in packaging, you don't have as many lashes. You know what I'm saying? It's always, it was always something. To this day, it's always something. Every day, it's always something. But I had to, after a year of putting this thing on delay, I had to just say, you know what, F it, let's just do it. It is what it is. If people are not happy, I'll just give them extra lashes or something, just make them happy. But now, almost like 7 months later, we are doing it the way I really wanted Lynn Lashes to do it. But we had to get there. You don't wake up one day and become the house of Gucci. Even Gucci was broke at one point. They almost signed for bankruptcy. If it wasn't somebody who invested in the company, there would be no Gucci, okay? So that's my thing. It's like, just go ahead and start. If you told yourself that, oh, I was going to have an amazing YouTube channel and I'm going to have like 1 million subscribers, go ahead, invest in yourself. You know what I'm saying? If you want to become a model, but you don't have the means to get to like agencies, Wilhelmina, Ford, Elite, everybody keeps saying no to you. Look at the power of blogs today. Like I was telling that to Dolapo, because there's this one chick, her blog is called the Gary Pepper Girl, right? Baby, that lady's thing is amazing, okay? But now telling Dolapo, I was like, you see, with blogs today, especially a blog that is like high fashion, well-designed blogs, you have ladies who could have never walked the runway. You have ladies who could have never signed with houses like Chanel, Gucci, Burberry, because they don't have that height requirement. They're Asian, they're this, they're that. But with the power of blogs, photography, vivid imagery, you know what I'm saying? Just having the right team. These girls are getting paid by Dolce & Gabbana, Chanel, Louboutin, Givenchy to have special ads on their blogs. You understand what I'm saying? And you see, this is what I'm also going to say. That's the problem with a lot of people, is because people are so into this like non-religion, which is a religion nowadays, that they're so against the Bible. They're so against, like, oh, the Bible is against homosexuality. The Bible may be against these things, but the Bible is a whole lot of things too also. The Bible is a book about faith. It's about faith. It's a book about the most unlikely candidates, the most imperfect people becoming better people. Amen. If more people read the Bible, I really tell you that they would not have so much fear in their gut, because they would be like, you know what? Joseph did it. Abraham did it. Isaac did it. Jesus did it. Peter did it. Cornelius did it. Nehemiah did it. The widows of Rapha did it. This widow right here did it. This person right here did it. Dorcas did it. Deborah did it. Like Esther did it. You would have so many examples, biblical examples, that would like nourish your soul, that would give you the fortitude to fight this fight, which is life. The devil's not going to sit here and let you be successful. He's not even going to give you time to even sow a seed. That's why he attacks your spirit. He attacks your mind. And he puts all these weird ideas. Oh, you're going to fail. People will make fun of you. Oh, you're 30. You don't even make this much money. Look at your bank account. Look at your saving account. Girl, you can't even afford to dream. You can't even afford to think of your own. What makes you think you're going to have your own business? He He's not going to let go of you. He did the same thing to Jesus. He will do the same thing to you. But if you fill yourself with the scriptures, if you fill yourself with the stories of David, Gideon, and all these people who were the least likely candidates, but who overcame so much, okay, then you will learn that, listen, it can happen for me. Not because you deserve it, but because you have favor. Ladies, to even have the dream of success, to even have a vision of success, it means God has selected you. It is not your dream, it is God's vision for your life. You just gotta show up. God's asking you to just act, like this weekend. Okay, I booked an appointment with a photographer. Now, he sent me his price thing. Usually before, your girl be like, nah, I don't know about that. That's a lot of money right there. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, you know what? I have a vision for myself. I have a vision for my channel. I have a vision for my life. You understand? And that's why I am so blessed to have friends like Dwapo, Taji, and Jazzy. Like, these three ladies right there, that's my core. If I was a nucleus, well, no. If I was a nucleus, they'd be like my electrons and my... you know what I'm saying? Because, like, they encourage me to live. Like, you see, and that's the thing about this clique. I don't know if we're clique or whatever. But there's no jealousy. There's no jealousy. There's only encouragement, and we get it. Like, it's a clique. I don't know. It's a group of ladies that really thinks big. We think big. We really do, and we encourage each other to think big. It's not like, oh my God, we're not like, oh my gosh, are you sure? Are you sure? There's never like, are you sure? Like, when I thought about buying the lens, right? Even with Naona, same thing also. Naona thinks big too. She really does think big. She does. Sometimes I'm like, girl, you scare me, But like, when I wanted to buy the lens, the Canon is a Canon 100 millimeter f2.8 L lens. It's like $949. They were all like, Marlene, get it. You haven't gotten the lens already? Marlene, when are you going to get the lens? Just go ahead and get the lens already, Because, yeah, it's like the price is scary, but they see the vision. You know what I'm saying? And it's a wonderful thing to be surrounded by ladies who want you to be so successful. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, yeah, let's just do the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? So I got the lens. It's like, yeah, Marlene, get the lens, get this. And, like, there's this other... we had the photographer too. I was like, when I looked at the price before, I would have gotten scared. And I was like, there's no point in even me calling them, because they would be like, Marlene, okay, so when are you booking the date? It's like, we just always, and we're going to California also, right? We're just always encouraging each other. You need to find a group, but then again, everybody in the circle is filled with the Holy Ghost, filled with the scripture, loves God. So, when you roll with people, with ladies like that, they are only they're only going to encourage you to go to your promised land. You're not going to stay in this desert, honey. You're not staying here more than 4 days. It ain't happening. 40 years, girl, you don't even stay here 40 days. You hear me? So you need to find friends who really are going to encourage you to go hard for your dreams, and you also encourage your friends to go hard for their dreams. It's only money. I remember in my life, when $100 was like, ooh, everything, right? Today, I can spend $1,000 just like that. Like, it doesn't, my heart doesn't sink as much, because I spend so much now. It's like, okay, how much does it cost? Just spend it. Just spend it. Don't be afraid, because God will provide. Sometimes, like, when I'm not even sure of something, right? I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you a good example. The trip to California. I was like, damn. Am I sure I want to go? Because, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about, like, how much it's going to cost and everything. So Taji's like, Marlene, get the plane ticket. I'm like, Taji, I don't know. This thing right here looking like $330. What I look like? You know what I'm saying? And then she just kept talking. And Taji was in D.C. We spent some time together. And she's like, Marlene, book your ticket. She came to my house. We started packing stuff for the lashes and stuff. Like, she's like, Marlene, let's go, because I'm coming with you. So I dropped her off at the hotel, got back to the house, and I booked my plane ticket. All right. So the next day, because I also my personal checking is with the Federal Credit Union. So the next day, before I was to leave Virginia, to come here, because I'm back in Georgia, I went to make a deposit on my account. And when I was pulling up the drive-through, like, deposit, I had Pastor. He's from Ghana. His name is Pastor Boateng. Okay, and he was saying like he said something like some of you guys, because he came to Greater Mount Calvary, so he said like some of you guys when you go home, oh sorry, he said when you go home you left home with nothing, but when you go home there's gonna be money on your chest, money on your drawers or whatever. I was like, why would you tell people that? That's too much, right? So the transaction is occurring. Then I go to check my stuff to take my receipt, and I see a higher balance. 'Cause I don't really use that checking account. I was like, where all this money coming from? So then I called Taji and I was like, you see, I was so afraid to get the plane ticket. And as soon as I got the plane ticket, went to the bank the next day. Somehow there was money in the account to cover the plane ticket. I started cracking up. Then when I got here and I bought the lens, I was on the phone with the operator. Then after we hung up the phone, I was like, let me just go get this lens. She's like, Marlene, you haven't gotten the lens yet? I was like, no, is that a bad thing? Then I got the lens, made the purchase. I used BH photo, whatever. Bought the lens with 3-year drop and spill insurance. So it was like $1,000. It was like $1,100, right? Spend that money. I was like, oh Lord, have mercy. Spend the $1,100. Woke up the next day. The money was right back in the account. I said, oh, okay. So I was like, all right. So then when I contacted the photographer and he sent his thingy, and I told him what I wanted to do, because I want to do something for the wig line, for my wig line, because I'm not going to give that up. I'm going to do something special for it for the holidays. So there are two, so I was looking at 2 packages. One package is a G, another one is 2 Gs. So I said, Lord, have mercy. Because they have one package for $800, but that's not going to be, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. So I said, okay, but his deposit fee is $100. I said, okay. And the appointment is not until November 27th. So I said, all right, I'm done. So I told them, I was like, I don't know between package 2 and package 3, between the G and 2 Gs, which one I want. But I'm going to just go ahead right now, just make mine. Because, fear. Before, I would have let fear, like, oh, let me think about it. I don't know. I was like, no, Marlene, pay the $100, make your deposit, tell them you're coming on November 27th, which is the day of Thanksgiving, right? You'll worry about the rest later. Let's worry about that later. Ladies, don't get ahead of yourselves. If you don't have to pay somebody until the 27th, why are you going to be worried about it on October 20th? It's like a month away from now. Like, we'll worry about things as they get closer. You know what I'm saying? Even for the Cali, I've made a deposit there for Cali also. And I'll worry about that when I get closer to the date. But okay. But I was like, God will provide. I'm not going to be afraid of thinking, oh, let me think. No, and that's what he says in the book, The Wealth of Choice, because he wants to see this really wealthy black man in Chicago somewhere. If you read the book, you'll get it. And the man gave him a proposition. And he was like, you only have like 20 seconds to accept it. Because he's like, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, if you're going to work for yourself, you need to be able to say yes or no. You got to be quick with your head. You got to be quick with your decision. You can't, no, let me think, nah, I bet I got time for that. Okay, so he said yes. And today he has the book. And today I'm reading the book. All right, so ladies, don't be afraid. Just know everybody struggles with fear. But just go ahead, book that appointment, call that web developer, you know what I'm saying? Write the business plan, or, start a Twitter page, start an Instagram page, and buy the domain name just for now. Make sure you get the email. I hate when people have a .com and then their email is Gmail. Just go ahead and get the extra email for $5. It's not that serious, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid. And don't be like, oh, well, if sometimes you get afraid, you get scared to say what you want to do for yourself because you're like, oh, if I don't achieve it, people will make fun of me. And so what? Let them make fun of you. Just because you don't get it within 6 months or within a year doesn't mean it's not going to come to pass. At least you put it out there in the universe. Hello. But I'm going to conclude by saying, with everything you do, yes, you want to make money and stuff like that. But, you can't be greedy. So I'll say it again. Make sure you pay your tithes. If you have steady income like a salary, you have to tithe, y'all. There's no way around it. And making a donation to a charity, that's not tithing. Tithing is what you give to the house of God. Okay, it's from it's not just like Exodus, all these books. The Levites, the people who are in the house of God, they take the tithe. That's something. If you can't commit your heart, you can't commit your finances to a church, you can't commit your heart to a church, then you need to find another church. Stop looking for excuses to not tithe, okay? If you're a business and your income is up and down, you do your offerings. If you got a little bit of every Christian should make offerings. You can make offerings. Everybody can do it. But tithing is really for people who have like steady income, like that comes in monthly or weekly. Like you have a steady income, okay? So make sure that you're a giver. Because if you are a tither, if you're somebody who gives a whole lot, God will provide for you. I'm serious. It is not a joke because I see it in my life. The things I say, the advice I give to people, these are things that I have personally experienced myself. If tithing didn't work, I wouldn't tell you to do. I'm not your pastor. I don't know you like that. I'm not your pastor. I'm not going to get your tithes. I'm not going to get your offerings. So I'm saying this because I want you to be successful. You understand what I'm saying? Do it. We have this, like, even in Ivory Coast, we have this, like, we've noticed that the girls, young girls, like the young Muslim girls, they don't go to school like that. They don't go to high school, all that crazy stuff. They sell cold water on the street. They sell candy. They sell oranges, whatever. But by the time she's 21, 25, Shorty has a hair salon. She has her own boutique. She drives a Benz, because Muslim people, they don't play with offerings on Fridays. They don't play. Offerings, they do not play with that stuff, y'all. They don't play. And consequently, because they operate according to biblical principles, and yes, Muslim people, that's Ishmael. Christians and Jewish people, that's Isaac. Everybody here got the same granddaddy named Abraham. Okay? So those are principles from the Bible too, from the Torah. Like, you have to be a giver. You need to give. If you're stingy, you're not going to get anything. You can have all the dreams you want, invest in yourself as much as you want, but if you're a stingy person, you will not succeed. And it's not just stingy with money. You have to also be a giver with your time. Be a giver, like give people advice. The stuff that I do, like I encourage people, motivate people, do your best also to give part of you to other people, because you'll get to a point where signing a check is not going to be a big deal because you have an abundance of money. You know what I'm saying? So try to give of yourself to other people and encourage other people so that they also make their dreams come true, because all that goes to the glory of God and to the glory of the gospel. Amen. All right. So that's it for now. I will talk to y'all later. Sorry, I keep looking everywhere because I could talk for a whole lot, y'all. I can go on and on, but I just want this one to be short. So really, ladies, believe in yourself, because 6 months from now, a year from now, you don't know where this is going to go. Like, I remember when I contacted girls on Instagram that had like 3,000. No, we're not going to use Neona because she's she's an outlier. We're not going to use her. She messes everything up. But, girls that had like 3,000 people, like Brittany Bear. She had like 3,000 people. I remember. No, she had like 1,000 or something. Today she got like 33,000 people on her Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Leslie Love, she had 8,000. Now she has like 50,000 followers. That's like from March until now. So that's what I'm like, dang. Like, even with makeup, if you're consistently posting beautiful looks on makeup on Instagram, you will get noticed. It's not a joke. It happens like that. Okay? So what more are we going to say about somebody who diligently invests him or herself into her work and into her dreams? You will be just as successful as somebody who's posting makeup looks on Instagram. If it can happen on Instagram or YouTube, why is it not going to happen in your personal life? You know what I'm saying? Even your YouTube channel. If you want to buy a new MacBook Pro, go buy the dang new MacBook Pro, okay? If you want to buy yourself an SLR camera, go ahead and buy that SLR camera. If you want to buy yourself a DSLR camera, get yourself the DSLR camera. Get creative, y'all. I did a GoFundMe, and those who trusted me and believed in me, they helped me to get the camera. Today, she got the camera. She sure does, and I thank everybody for that. You know what I'm saying? You want to get a better lens? Get yourself a better lens. You want, like, look at Diva Light. Look at Kiki, huh? She took that little room in her house that they were using as storage, her and her husband. They went to IKEA, bought some paint. They didn't hire, they didn't like, oh, let me go hire somebody to come. Maybe eventually one day she'll have like a really fancy studio. But for now, she saw a space in her house that she wasn't using. She bought some aqua paint, like the Tiffany color aqua paint. She put the paint up, had her husband help her, bought stuff from IKEA. She restructured the room, and now she has a makeup studio in her house. Like, get freaking creative, man. I'm just saying, everybody here is doing it. Everybody is coming up with novel ways of, making their space look expensive and luxurious and pretty for YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Who else? Give me an idea. I don't know. Pick me up. Huh, Khadijah? I remember one time she did like her closet tour. It wasn't that big. She had the little white square thingies. I remember those. But, eventually today she built her vision where she has like a really fancy looking closet. But she didn't start out with that. She started with what she had. Everybody starts out with what they had, and then once they make a little bit more, they invest in themselves. You know what I'm saying? But that would be a video for tomorrow. Investing in yourself. You can go buy shoes and bags or whatever, or you can take the money and have a bigger vision and invest in stuff that's always going to make you money. You can buy expensive shoes, but expensive shoes like red bottom, you walk outside and they're scuffed, it's over. They ain't cute no more. So, that's just what I'm saying. But I will talk to y'all later. See you guys tomorrow. Bye. Got to go.